Hi, third graders, Mrs. White here. So today we are going to be listening to a shared reading called Cruise Control. First, let's go over the materials you will need. You are going to need your brain, your listening ears, and a stuffed animal, pet, sibling, or toy. Remember, the reason we need this third item is to be our shoulder partner. So, since we're not in school, we will create our own shoulder partner to talk to during the reading lesson. So, when I say go, please go and get one of these items I listed below. Go! Perfect. I hope you're back with your stuffed animal, pet, sibling, or toy. You have your listening ears on and your brain is ready. The next thing that we need to do is go over our learning target. So, our learning target is what we will be doing as readers today, our job, while we listen to our shared reading. Our learning target for today is I can describe challenges that characters face and how they respond to the challenges. So, before I start, I want to remind my brain what the word challenge means. What does the word challenge mean? So I'm going to give you 10 minutes of think time to think what a challenge is. And when you have your answer, I want you to give the screen a thumbs up. 10 minutes or 10 seconds of think time starting now. Okay, turn and share with your partner what is a challenge. Go. Perfect. Let's check our answer. So, what is a challenge? You should have said to your partner, a challenge is something that may be difficult for a character, or something that might make a character feel sad, scared, frustrated, or uncertain. So today, as we read, we are going to be talking about what struggles or hard things that characters go through or face and how they act or respond to that challenge that they face, that hard thing that they face. Give a thumbs up to the screen if you know what your job is today as a reader. And let's begin. We are going to be reading a story today called Cruise Control. So I will read, you can follow along. And remember, our job as readers today is to be thinking about the challenges the characters face and how they respond. The ship cruised from island to island. At each port, the passengers went ashore to visit the beaches. One day, Tony and Perry went swimming with snorkel masks and flippers. So here's the snorkel mask, and here are the flippers. And they're looking at the fish. They floated in the warm, shallow water, breathing air through their snorkel tubes. Below them in the clear water, bright fish darted in and out of the coral reef. Tony and Perry floated far from the shore. With their heads in the water, they couldn't hear anything. On the beach, people were shouting and waving, trying to attract their attention. Shark! Shark! They shouted. Perry rolled over onto his back. He watched the blue sky. Tony lifted his face from the water. He took off his snorkel mask and stared across the bay. So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to think, what is happening in the story so far? I'm going to give you 10 seconds of think time. What is happening in the story so far? Okay, please share with your shoulder partner what is happening in the story so far. Okay, what you should have said to your partner is Tony and Perry are swimming with their snorkel masks on. So here they are. And flippers. They're watching fish and they can't hear people yelling shark. So when I read a story, I try to figure out which events are challenges or difficult for the characters. I also think about how each character responds. Before I read any more, I want to share what I've noticed so far. I think the main challenge the boys are facing, the main thing that is the trouble for the boys, is that people are yelling shark and the boys can't hear it. So they are in danger and don't know it. That means they aren't responding to the challenge at all. So I'm meeting the learning target. I'm doing my work as a reader because I'm saying that the first challenge that the boys are facing is that they can't hear people yelling shark. And how they're responding to the challenge is they're not responding at all because they can't hear, right? So they don't know what's going on. So I'm going to keep reading and I want you to see if the challenge changes for the characters and see if how they respond changes. So let's keep reading. Further out, Tony saw a triangle-shaped fin. It was slicing through the water in their direction. He looked at the shore. Everyone on the beach was yelling. Now the boys could hear their shouts. Shark! Shark! They cried. So, see how the challenge changes? In the part of the text I just read, Tony and Perry now know about the shark. So, I want you to tell your partner what the challenge is now. What is the challenge now? 10 seconds of think time. Okay, go ahead and tell your shoulder partner what you think the challenge is now. Awesome. What you should have told your shoulder partner is something like the challenge is now how to get away from the shark and get safe. Let's see how the characters now respond to the challenge. So the challenge now is that they see the shark in the water and they want to get away from the shark, but let's see how they respond. So we'll keep reading. The boys swam frantically. However hard they kicked, they couldn't go fast enough. Faster and faster, the shark zoomed closer. They were getting tired. The flying fin flew closer still. It's no good. I can't keep going, Perry panted. He stopped swimming and then he started to sink under the water. You've got to keep trying. Come on, said Tony. Tony was desperate. He tugged at Perry. Suddenly, the fin was right behind them. So, from what I just read, I think the characters respond a little differently. So, the challenge was that they saw the shark fin in the water and they needed to get away. But how did they respond? I'm going to give you 10 seconds to 10 seconds think time, and then you're going to have time to share with your shoulder partner. 10 seconds. Okay, go ahead and share with your shoulder partner. Okay, so what you should have told your partner is something like Tony and Perry are both scared. So that is one way they are responding is by being scared. But Perry gets tired more quickly than Tony and says that he can't keep going. It seems like both boys are tired, but Tony won't let Perry give up. Tony's trying to respond. Tony seems to be a little bit more brave and seems to be responding to the situation a little bit better than Perry. So let's read till the end of the text and see what the challenge is and how they respond. There's no escape, thought Tony. We're going to be torn to pieces. The fin dived. It swam underneath Perry and pushed him up to the surface. It wasn't a shark. It was just a friendly dolphin. Tony helped Perry swim back, while the dolphin swam in circles around them, making chattering noises. The boys swam and played with the dolphin until it was time to return to the ship. If it wasn't for you, I would have drowned, said Perry, when they were back on board. No, you wouldn't, said Tony. The dolphin wouldn't have let you drown. We got our wish, didn't we? Said Perry. Remember how we were talking about having an adventure? Well, that was an adventure. So, that's the end of the story. I was very surprised that the shark turned out to be a friendly dolphin. The dolphin even helped push Perry to the surface. So now I would like you to share what you noticed about how the characters responded to the challenge. How did they respond to the shark or the dolphin? Go ahead and share with your shoulder partner. So it seems like both boys were very surprised that it turned out to be a dolphin. They must have been very relieved. So Perry thinks Tony is a hero, but Tony thinks the dolphin wouldn't have let them drown. So the way that they responded was they were both responded by being surprised. So you should have told your partner that they both were surprised that the shark was a dolphin. And Perry thought Tony was a hero because he wouldn't let him stop going. So when I read the rest of the story, I noticed how Tony and Perry both wanted to have an adventure and thought that being in the water with what they thought was a shark really was an adventure. Did you guys think that about anything else and how the characters responded? So I noticed that Tony helped Perry swim back. They also played with the dolphin on their way back. How else did they respond? Do you guys have any other things? Think about that and tell your shoulder partner. Another thing that happened was Perry says that if it weren't for Tony, he would have drowned. But Tony thinks that the dolphin would have saved them. So today, as readers, we read a story and we talked about the challenges that each character faced, and we talked about how they responded to the challenge. We also saw that in a story, the challenge sometimes changes, and how the characters respond also changes. So I hope you enjoyed this shared reading. Please go to your Google Classroom and answer the question. Have a great day.